Okay. Hello and welcome to another very special wind-up edition of the Warning Realm podcast. We should just rename it to the Wind-Up Podcast. We've co-opted your feed. I'm Blake Malin, co-founder, CEO of Warning Realm. I'm joined today by two esteemed colleagues, Kyle Snarr, head of partnerships.
Hello.
And Nelly Calhoun, partnerships director.
Hey there.
Directing the partnerships ship. We're here to talk Wind Up San Francisco. And I'm going to audible on the outline already. I'm going to just completely throw it out the window.
Nice.
No. Before we even get to the risk check, I'm just going to do the details for those who just want the details. So Windup Watch Fair San Francisco, we are returning to the Fort Mason Center, the Gateway Pavilion at the Fort Mason Center. It's on Friday, May 1st to Sunday, May 3rd. We're open from 12 to 6 on Friday and Saturday and 12 to 5 on Sunday. The event is free and open to the public. Come as you are, bring your dogs, bring your children, other pets, not alive companions like dolls and things, if that's your thing. I don't know. There's going to be 80 plus brands, both watches and EDC. It's going to be a good time. You should come and buy a watch or a knife or a pen or sunglasses or the tacos outside of the food truck. You know, buy something. All right. With that out of the way, let's do a wrist check. Nelly, what are you wearing? You have to be honest. You can't lie because you just acted like you were going to lie.
I am wearing my Rolex, my little vintage Rolex that I picked up at Windup New York last year. It's white gold, little OP. Love it.
I can confirm that is true. She is definitely wearing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to this. That's
Wow.
ASMR of me tapping on my
Hell
Rolex.
yeah. How about you, Kyle? What are you wearing?
I'm wearing my trusty Marathon general purpose watch in like the little khaki colorway. I grab a Marathon every morning because they are literally the only ones I can see because of the tritium loom. And this one didn't come off this morning. It was just my morning watch that became my all-day watch.
Interesting. So you put a watch on just to walk around the house? And
In the morning. Yeah,
Interesting.
I do.
That
Interesting.
doesn't surprise me at all based on your whole personality and vibe.
When I switch a watch multiple times throughout the day. You do too. Don't lie. I see you switch.
Only if I get, I don't know. Maybe sometimes. I certainly don't put one on to like, get up, go to the bathroom, make my coffee. You know what I
You can
mean?
go on a run and stuff. Like it's like a morning watch.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Cool. What are you wearing?
I am wearing, and I'm not ashamed to say it, I'm wearing my Rolex Explorer 16570 Polar. Explorer 2, sorry. Great watch. I love wearing this watch.
It's become synonymous with you for me. Like that is the watch that I think defines you the most of all your collection.
Interesting.
Personally.
Yeah, I'm a big adventurer. I like to climb mountains of business. Right?
Yeah.
I'm a CEO.
It's a business.
I think this might be one of the watches that I've owned the longest.
Yeah.
I don't have any intention of getting rid of it.
Nor should you.
It works great. I had it serviced a couple of years ago, a couple of years ago. Aren't your watches still at the service center that you never picked up?
Don't talk to me about it. It's truly been like 2 years. I'm very ashamed of that.
Sorry, Steve.
Sorry, Steve.
Taking space in your safes.
I got to deal with that. God.
All right. Well, let's get to the wind up of it all. We have a lot to talk about. I would go ahead and say that this particular show, maybe perhaps more than any other wind up in the past, I'm not suggesting you do this, but if you didn't walk the floor, there's more to do outside of strictly coming to the show and looking at watches than there maybe has ever been before.
Totally. It's a whole new world of wind up with just the amount of programming and activities.
So many activations, as they like to say in the PR world.
Yeah.
Great activations. The first time I ever heard someone call something an activation, I was like, what on earth are you talking about?
Can I be honest about something?
Uh-huh.
The first time I ever heard someone refer to programming or activations was in my job interview with you when you asked me about my experience planning activations, and whatever my answer was obviously was good enough to get me hired, but I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, that activations, novelties.
Like, I'm a theater producer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, geez Louise.
Activations.
Well, also peek behind the curtain before we start this podcast. Is like, we got to make this quick because I got something at 11, and here I am gabbing away. All right, so let's get to our lead sponsors, Kyle, Nelly.
Yeah, so after a great kickoff in New York City last year, Bremont is coming to join us for the first time as a lead sponsor in San Francisco. They'll be showcasing their new Supernova 41 millimeter chronograph, which is very exciting. They're going to have a really amazing booth set up, and we're really excited to welcome Bremont to San Francisco for the very first time at Windup.
Yeah, this watch was just launched at Watches and Wonders, so this will be a great time to see it in person as it's been out there just like for a week.
Yeah, and if you listen to the podcast, the Watches and Wonders debrief podcast that we just posted a couple of days ago, hotly debated between Zach and Zach. Not so hotly, warmly debated. Zach Kazan, big fan of that watch.
Cool.
So, yeah.
And we're also extremely happy to announce that after being at 10 years of Windup, that Brew for the first time is going to be a lead sponsor at a Windup, which is amazing. And we're super proud of them. I don't know, Blake, what do you think about that? Like having known John and Brew now for 10 years, and now that they're at a point in their growth where they're now title lead sponsor at Windup Watch Fair. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's great. I mean, it's a real testament to what a lot of these smaller independent brands have been able to become with the right kind of leadership behind them. And, just like nothing but a lot of respect and admiration for what John has been able to do with that brand. I think, you can't look at what they've done and not identify some level of kind of like genius, like marketing, design, branding genius that he's got going on. And I mean, he's in the same sentence now with some pretty heavy hitter established brands. Not that I think that's like necessarily the part that matters to him. I think he just wants to create really cool experiences, which he will at the show.
Yeah, exactly. We're super proud of him and super stoked that he's coming in at that level for the first time. Very excited for him.
Mm-hmm.
And then a Windup favorite, longtime lead sponsor, Christopher Ward, is coming back in San Francisco. If you've been to the show before, you'll find them in the same spot where they've been for the past few years. They're bringing some new colorways of the Bel Canto, which is obviously an enthusiast favorite. I think every few weeks or so, a number of people in our office wear the Bel Canto on the same day. And so it's just like the day of chiming here in the office. So you could join the chime, the hourly chime. So definitely check out those new colorways that they'll be bringing.
Yeah, very exciting. Christopher Ward is on fire in Fuego.
And then returning as a lead sponsor in San Francisco is Frederic Constant. We're super excited. Word on the street is the new a world timer that was released in good old Watches and Wonders should be there as well. So I'm excited about that. But they'll also, I was really excited to hear that they're going to bring a very strong complement of women's watches led by their, I hope I can say this correctly, the Manchette. It's like their kind of drapey, really kind of mesh bracelet. It's actually kind of, I would say, unisex watch. It's awesome. I know, Nelly, what are your thoughts on good old Frederic representing with a huge complement of women's watches? I know that you've been pushing for more.
It's about time.
There you go.
I think it's no secret that a lot of the watches and brands that present at Windup and a lot of the attendees at Windup are men, and a lot of the watches that you'll see are sort of masculine coded or a little bit more of a tool watch or a larger size. But I think it's a really cool opportunity. There are so many, women who are watch enthusiasts or just don't know quite yet that they are watch enthusiasts. But when you see the right timepiece and you can really fall in love, it's very cool. I'm really thrilled. In my personal life, when I tell women in my life that I work in watches, there's a whole new piqued interest, I'd say, in the past year or so than ever before. And I have a lot of friends always asking for recommendations on cool watches.
You are the lowercase I influencer in your circle of friends. with watches?
Sure.
Or capital I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
capital I.
You're
hey.
paid. Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
That's what
I'm
that
paid.
means.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think it's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they're bringing in person at the show.
And last but not least, good old Oris. We know that they're going to be bringing their Star Edition reissue. This is really cool at Watches Wonders. It's not a reinterpretation. It wasn't a, kind of a retro inspired. It is a reissue of one of their, kind of more famous watches from the past. So the Star Edition will be in the house at Windup.
Yeah. And Oris obviously has been a lead sponsor since truly day one of Windup. So always exciting to have Oris as our longtime partner and very first lead sponsor, continuing to work with us and partner with us at these events. It's a huge boon for us to be able to have that long-standing relationship. And everyone I know loves an Oris watch. Kyle, you were wearing one yesterday.
I was. Thanks, Oris, for coming back.
Yeah. It's always exciting when Oris does something new or really mixes things up. I think they do a good job of kind of honoring lines that do really well, like the Diver 65. Like they haven't like completely changed that over the years. You can get a Diver 65 that feels like the OG, and they've really kind of. It's more of like a evolution than a big shift a lot of the times with their lines. But between the, obviously the watch you guys were just talking about, which is in their heritage line, the Star, but also the Atelier models are really nice this year. I'm very excited to see them. I saw the Atelier in the office before Watches and Wonders. But yeah, the Atelier looks awesome too. I'm very excited with the moon phase and looks really cool.
Amazing. And then, right when you walk into good old San Francisco, into the Gateway Pavilion, you'll be greeted immediately by our EDC Expo, which is kind of where we have really highlighted all of the everyday carry and accessory items that love to come and kind of, I don't know, good way to like spend a few less dollars maybe on something that's really cool. But just we want a big shout out and give a big thanks to Giant Mouse, who is our presenting sponsor of EDC Expo this year. Giant Mouse has been a consistent partner for years now at Windup. They understand our audience and really we're honored that they're stepping up to be the presenting sponsor this year. And, some returning brands will be the Prometheus Design Works, Shinzo Tamura, the sunglass brand out of Japan. Fitwell Buckles will be coming back, as well as Nanu Electric and Nick Mankey Straps. But we also have some new brands coming into EDC Expo. One of them is called Eagle Eye, and they make some incredible optics to look at your watch. Some really cool lenses and different ways to kind of get macro views of your watch. So we're excited to have them too. They send us some samples here in the office, and we were all pretty impressed with their equipment. So EDC Expo will be a lot of fun. And one of the highlights of EDC Expo is actually an experience, an activation, if you will.
What?
Ooh,
We're partnering with Kindred Motorworks. They're actually based in the Bay Area over in Oakland, but they make these amazing retro mod classic Broncos, but with EV motors in them. And they will be set up right outside of the EDC Expo. You won't be able to miss them because there will be a big, bright, colorful Bronco right in front of our venue, as well as a couple more that are literally for you to drive around the iconic streets of San Francisco. So you can sign up to do that right in EDC Expo. They'll be there all weekend, and it's a free test drive that you get to do in these beautiful vehicles.
It's cool. Like maybe one of the most San Francisco things that I've ever heard. Like a retro modded classic car with an EV.
Yeah.
Man, the future.
There you go.
It's looking bright.
We're living in it.
It's looking electric.
Yeah.
So EDC Expo will be on fire this year.
That's great. And
that's not where the fun activations end, of course. We have Miyota returning to Windup, but coming to San Francisco for the very first time. They are coming as our official movement sponsor. So we'll have a cool exhibit where you can learn more about the inner workings and guts of some of your favorite watches with a real deep dive into the incredible movements that they make. So be sure to check them out. They'll be on the second floor right next to Braemont. And then our old pals from Bruichladdich Scotch Whiskey are returning again as our official bar sponsor. So you can get a great cocktail or a drink at the bar before or during, your peruse and shop around Windup. And they'll also be offering some tastings of a number of their different Scotch whiskeys. So you could probably just scout them out by sniffing for the peat in the air. Again, they'll be upstairs across from Braemont.
Cool.
And then for not the first time in San Francisco, but first time in a while, we have an on-site watchmaker who will be available throughout the weekend for complimentary strap changes and bracelet resizings. That is being provided by Topper Fine Jewelers, our friends in the Bay Area. Topper has come for a number of years representing some enthusiast favorite brands, so be sure to check out. They'll be bringing Doxa and Space One, and they'll have a watchmaker at their booth space. So if you buy a new watch and you need to wear it immediately and have it sized, they can help you out.
You say that like that's an odd thing to do, but it's the most important thing to do. You must resize it and wear it right away.
I've literally done it at Windup. Bought a watch, gotten it resized,
Same.
and put it on immediately.
Good.
It's a great service.
It's complimentary.
Complimentary. Is that what I said when I said
Yeah, I really like it. Like if somebody offered me something for free, I'd be like, complimentary?
Complimentary. Okay, well.
So I'll be saying that all weekend.
I think it's been on record, though, that the vast, vast, vast majority of the bracelet resizings come from folks buying Islanders, by a landslide.
Yeah.
Shout out to Long Island Watch. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Not complimentary.
No.
But
no.
The strap changes. All right. So, like I said, we got a lot of events going on. So we're going to give you guys a rundown of the events because you don't want to miss them.
Yeah. So outside of just straight up Windup, we have evening events happening across every single night of Windup. Friday night, we get to be hosted by Frederic Constant and the Pro Paddle League for an evening of food and playing paddle and getting together, talking watches, and even learning paddle if you've never played before at a really cool spot just a few minutes away from where we are called Park Paddle. And it looks like it's going to be an amazing evening. I am looking forward to learning how to play the sport. I loved tennis growing up. I play my fair share of pickleball. But paddle is kind of like this cross between tennis and squash that looks pretty sick. And I'm kind of excited to learn how to play.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
So I should show up in my dress shoes and my pressed trousers, right, Kyle?
Correct. No. No, we definitely, I'm planning to bring change into a pair of shorts, t-shirt. I got my sneaks all ready to roll. So I'm definitely going to be.
It's an athleisure moment for
sure.
There
you go. Athleisure for sure.
I used to work with a guy who played platform tennis, which I guess is different from pickleball and tennis and paddle.
Yeah.
And he was really self-conscious about it being platform tennis and not real tennis. And at the time, no one knew what it was. So we were like, ping pong? And he was like, no, it's not like ping pong. He's very self-conscious. It's funny.
Paddle is taking over. I bike home from our HQ in Gowanus, Brooklyn. And in Williamsburg, there's a huge new paddle facility being constructed or about to open. So this is an opportunity to get in on the ground floor of a cool new sport.
Emerging sport. Yeah. I mean,
so
and Frederic Constant is the official sponsor of the Pro Paddle League in the US. So that's the connection there, which we'll talk a little bit more because we're going to do a panel about paddle. A paddle panel.
Nice.
Paddle panel.
Very excited for that.
So if you're interested in this event or any other events, make sure to check out windupwatchfair.com and wornandwound.com, where we have a bunch of different website posts about all the happenings at Windup, and you can RSVP at the links there.
Yeah. Cool.
And
Saturday night?
complimentary.
Oh, yeah.
Complimentary.
Complimentary.
Yeah, I should say that.
Saturday night.
Saturday night, we have another complimentary event. We here at Worn and Wound are co-hosting an open house with Vault Auto Club. This is a really cool Bay Area auto club that we are super excited to partner with. I think they're also doing a rally on Saturday morning. So I know that half of everyone, if not more here at the office, car enthusiasts almost just as much as they're watch enthusiasts. So if that rings true to you as well, feel free to join us for that event also. You can check out an incredible collection of the Bay Area's sort of premier cars. They're the Premier Car Enthusiast Club. There will be food, there will be drink, and it'll be a really fun way to sort of close out day 2 at Windup. So again, head over to windupwatchfair.com and check out the events and the events page, and you can find the RSVP link there. Complimentary.
Can I just say, sometimes I think about Windup, like as we talk about this stuff, and I can step outside myself for a moment and be like, if I was just some broski in the San Francisco Bay Area and I was into watches and cars and all that stuff, what a sick day. Like, you just roll up to the fair, it's free, you go in, you look at a bunch of watches, it's complimentary. There's all kinds of complimentary things inside the fair. Maybe you watch a panel about paddle panel, and then you get to go to a cool car club and see cool cars and drink and eat for free.
Cool complimentary car club.
Yeah. Come on.
It is kind of weird that we put it all on in that way, and it is just like, come and check it out. Like, it's all good. Like you don't have to register or anything. Like,
I bet we could make a lot more money if we charged. Yeah,
Oh
I'm just
God.
saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the first time anyone's had that idea or given that idea to us.
Yeah, that's why they pay me the big bucks to figure that out.
But the fun doesn't stop on Saturday night, because on Sunday night, as we're loading out of the venue and our team is huffing and puffing and taking the whole event apart, our pals at Orage are hosting a screening of their latest documentary film called Taming the Whirlwind at the Presidio Theater. This is a great opportunity to sort of say your final goodbyes to the Windup weekend. If it feels like it's ending too soon, you can get some big screen storytelling in just under the wire, and details can be found at the Orage website.
Perfect. So every night we got something going on of Windup, which I think is great. And then just other fun stuff happening throughout the weekend. Obviously, we love this venue because it has a great kind of panel and kind of podcast recording room. And so we have a really fun slate of panels throughout the weekend. Obviously, we've already mentioned the paddle panel, which will be happening on Friday. So we're excited to learn more about that connection and kind of gear up for the evening event. We also learned that on Saturday, Oris will be doing a cool panel on this like kind of forgotten story of the overturning of the Swiss watch statute, which Oris played a pivotal role in back in the 60s of actually changing the way watches were made. So we're going to be going deep into that story, and also how that connects to the Star Edition that just recently came out. Then on Saturday, we will also be having a really cool report from Wind Up in a Bay, which is our annual dive trip that is sponsored by Marathon and Prometheus Design Works. The team that will have participated in that dive will be coming in on Saturday to talk about their adventures. So that's really cool, folks. Like our friends Asha Wagner will be there, Brock Stevens will be there, Chris Soule and Jason Heaton from the Grenado podcast, and the rest of the dive crew will be joining us for that panel on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we will hold our traditional EDC Expo panel led by Giant Mouse, and other members of the EDC Expo team will come in. We'll be talking about kind of a really cool philosophy around, we're trying to figure out what to call this, but the idea of like collecting as items like in a quiver. So having like a different pocket knife for different things, or a different pair of sunglasses for different parts of the day. But how do you start collecting in a way where nothing's duplicative in your collection? So that will be a really cool conversation as well.
Yeah, that's great.
Looking forward to that. And then we just wanted to shout out some fun things that will be happening at Windup. Not even listed here, but I do need to first just give a quick shout out. For the first time in person, you can check out Zach Weiss's, co-founder of Worn and Wound, Zach Weiss's Aura Aurea watch collection.
Mm-hmm.
He has a new watch. It comes in 3 colorways. He will have his own booth at Windup for the first time. So sort of flipping the script, he's behind the booth for the very first time.
Has he signed his contract?
He doesn't have a contract.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Wow.
But that's just really exciting for Zach. It's been many, many years in the making to launch this brand. The photos obviously are gorgeous and really stunning, but nothing compares to seeing these pieces in person. So definitely be sure to check those out. Blake, do you have anything to say about your dear longtime friend and co-founder's new venture?
I think it would be really funny because I don't know if Zach's going to listen to this podcast. If some people listening to this just went up to the booth and gave him a hard time about the watches at first, and then we're like, oh, they're really great. But you can just be like, these suck. I'm just kidding. Yeah, they're great. They're awesome. I think that, I mean, you kind of said it and I've said it before, but like, yeah, they're really beautiful. And they, you say this all the time, but you kind of have to see them to appreciate, I think, a lot of the details that are in them, like the solid gold, like plots along the dial and like the blue of the markers on the white. Like it just is very, there's just a lot of details that you pick up in person, which are really amazing. So yeah, it'll be awesome for people to finally see it in person, for like non-press to see it in person.
Yeah.
So super excited about that. Mad Editions is also joining us in San Francisco for the very first time. They came and joined us at Windup in New York City last year. They will have a special watch. I can't say any more as the remaining details are still under embargo, but some of our team got a sneak peek at Watches and Wonders in Geneva and have really great things to say about this. So tune into their channels for more info dropping soon, but exciting stuff from Mad Editions.
It's going to be great. I'm very excited for them to have that. I'm also very excited to see the absolute chaos around people trying to get those watches.
I know. It's going to be a crowded little corner. Chris Ward, Mad Editions, and Studio Underdog are all kind of in the same
that was
zone.
Horrible planning. Yeah, no, we need to change that.
Drag me to hell.
No, it'll be great. It'll be great.
I hear you. Loud and clear, Blake.
Candid feedback. That's what we do here.
And then also another fun little activation that will be going on in EDC Expo, our friends at Fitwell Buckles, who make kind of these really cool buckles that give you a half of a whole adjustment on any strap. They are going to be joined every morning of Windup for 2 hours. You can go to their booth, and Andy from Andy's Watches on Instagram and TikTok. He's the mustachioed influencer that many of our audience, I'm sure, knows, will be at their booth. He will be installing your Fitwell buckle on your watch, and you can take a picture of him and watch him do it. But we're stoked to have Andy from Andy's Watches join us at Windup for the first time at Fitwell's booth in EDC Expo. So that'll be fun.
Cool. The complimenty stuff doesn't stop. Get
out of town.
The Windup Watch Shop is sponsoring a giveaway. So this is both something that will happen online, so you can enter online, or in person at the fair. We're giving away an everyday carry bundle, an EDC bundle. It will have goodies from Topo Designs, from Adapt X Cantonment, which will be a kerchief and woggle set. That's Kyle Snarr's very own Cantonment. An Adapt case, a Convoy Co. field strap, a pair of Nomadic wallets, and treats from Gerber and County Com as well. And then separately, we'll be giving away a Timex X Worn and Wound Field Watch with a Twist, our latest limited edition watch with Timex.
But it will be both of them. It'll be a set.
Oh,
which
it's
is
a
really
set.
Cool.
Oh, it's both watches?
Yes, they come together.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I didn't even
pretty
know
sick.
that.
Yeah. I think it's awesome.
And both of those packages individually fall under the threshold where you'd have to file this in your taxes. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
seriously.
Yeah,
They're
so-
under
It's up there.
$600, so you're
On
good
that-
to go.
Yeah, $584 value for the EDC set, and just under the wire at $598 in value for the set of watches. So we're looking out for you on your taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I just filed my taxes, and it hurts. It
Oof.
hurts. Yikes.
I've got something to ask you, Blake. So for our next activation,
Uh-huh.
did you ever think that 10 years ago when you started Windup that 11 years later, you
Mhm.
would be actually able to allow people to build their own watch at a Windup?
Yeah, I actually have a notebook from back then where I wrote in it San Francisco DIY watch club watchmaking class in a little room down the hallway overlooking the San Francisco Bay, which is really crazy because that's exactly what's going to happen, right? I don't know.
Foresight.
I just had a premonition, and I was like,
Crystal ball.
they call me a visionary. No, no, definitely not. This is like peak cool watch nerd stuff.
So we have been doing some cool work with the DIY Watch Club. They're great folks. We really enjoy working with them. And they mentioned that they were coming to San Francisco just to check it out and to have a good time. And we're like, pitch the idea of, well, what if you're here, if you're coming, would it be possible at all to maybe teach a quick class and have some kits available for folks to buy and then learn from the masters on how to assemble these watches? And it didn't take too much convincing, but they were like came around to the idea, and now we have not only one but two classes available where you can purchase their white dial stainless steel GMT and build it under their supervision, leading up to Windup. So in the mornings on Saturday and Sunday, their class is going to be held. The full kit is $510. That includes the watch itself, which you will build yourself, all the tools you'll need, a special edition Windup rotor on that watch, on the automatic watch, and also obviously the hands-on guidance. So that experience is now live on the site. You can sign up. We have limited room in that particular thing out of just the sheer amount of space it takes to build a watch. But I think it's a really cool. I'm so glad you had this premonition so long ago,
I know.
Blake, and
It's really
we're
crazy.
fulfilling that dream.
I can cross it off on my vision board.
It's cool. It's really cool.
And those classes will be running from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday and on Sunday. So even if you sign up for the class, you'll still get, a significant portion of the day that you can bop around, wind up, and check out everything else. It's
Show off
not
your
an
watch.
either or situation.
You can walk
It's
around
a
going,
both.
"Did you make your watch? Did you make your watch?" And if you ask the right person, they might say yes.
Yeah, seriously.
That's all.
Good icebreaker.
It's or not. Like, leave me alone, weirdo. Cool. What's our next event?
So our next activation is coming from our friends at Bulova. They are launching a very cool new watch at San Francisco, and this will be their first look at their latest space-inspired timepiece. And there's going to be really kind of like an astounding wind-up first. There's a really cool installation that will be at their booth space. I can't say more now, but you'll have to come to the fair to check it out. But this is definitely, your Instagram-worthy photo shot. I better see this on a bunch of wind-up recap carousel posts.
It's an immersive, engaging, complimentary activation.
Exactly.
Emphasis
Yeah.
on the word launch.
Yeah, launch
Dot,
activation.
dot, dot.
Yeah.
Read between the
An
lines.
acta launch.
So that'll
I'm
be
excited.
great.
It's cool, and I actually made personally the teaser graphic that's on the post on the website. So it was fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's teasery. Nelly, I think the time has come.
I know it's time for my full brand roster.
Do you think not to say that I don't love the brand roster shout out, it's a cornerstone of the podcast, but do you think maybe to like mix it up in the future we could like put a backing track to it, like a beat, and you could like rap the names of the brands? Do you think?
No.
Okay, cool. No, that's great. It was a good
You can try
conversation.
that, though, if you wanna.
Okay, yeah, I don't have any shame.
I'm kind of afraid I haven't been talking into this mic the entire time.
I think you're fine.
But I'll do it for this brand roster shout out. So if you missed everything else I've said, this list plus complimenty as the keyword of the podcast is all you really need to know. All right. Let me take a sip of my iced coffee. ASMR.
Dead air.
Okay. So the full brand roster for the 2026 San Francisco Windup Watch Fair includes Accutron, Ad Patina, Alpina, Arsène Lupin's, Aviate, Awake, Baltic, Bublo, Bespoke Watch Projects, Breda, Bremont, Brew, Boulder, Bruichladdich, Bulova, Cadola, Celeste, Christopher Ward, Simier, Citizen, Denison, Depancel, DIY Watch Club, Doxa, Duckworth, Dufresne, DUG, E. Stolman, Eagle Eye, eBay, Echo Neutra, Erebus, Fitwell, Flux, Formex, Frederic Constant, Giant Mouse, Haim, Heron, Hodinky Insurance, Orage, Islander, Jack Mason, Jacques Bianchi, Young Hans, Kindred Motorworks, Laco, Lorca, Mad Editions, Makina, Marathon, March Lab, Marks & Co., Marin Instruments, Micro Milspec, Miota, Monbray, Mr. Jones Watches, Nella Naram, Nanu, Nick Mankey Designs, Nevada Grenchen, Aura Aurea, Oris, Papar, Prometheus Design Works, Pollen, Rapport, Space One, Spinnaker, Studio Underdog, Strom, Squale, Serica, Shinzo Tamura, Sunrex, The Watch Preserve, Topo Designs, Truffer, Trieber, Vario, Venezianico, Vordic, Vostok Europe, Volcane, William Wood, Windup Watch Shop, Woolbrook, Ren, Zarek, and Yama.
I can't believe you said Woolbook and not Woolbrook.
Oh my God.
That's so embarrassing.
Do it again.
Yeah, please. No, that's great. Very exciting. Just as a reminder, the details of the event are going to be Friday, May 1st to Sunday, May 3rd. We're open Friday and Saturday from 12 to 6 and Sunday from 12 to 5. We're going to be at the Gateway Pavilion at the Fort Mason Center for Arts and Culture in San Francisco. It is free and open to the public, to everyone. No registration is necessary. We'll have 80 plus brands, as Nelly just explained. For more details, full details, RC for events, et cetera, go to windupwatchfair.com. You can follow us on @windupwatchfair on Instagram. Subscribe to our newsletter for early announcements. Check out 101 Plus on Slack for all the other stuff. What else is there?
I mean, I'm just like pumped to be in California a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's just do this.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree. Yeah, and if you see me and you say complimenty, I'll buy you a drink.
Boom. You heard it here, folks.
I'm shocked at how many people come up and talk to me about the things we say on the podcast.
It happens.
Yeah, people listen to
In
us.
Texas,
It's
like
not
multiple
just the
people
three of
came
us.
up and made a case for overalls. One guy also was like, fuck overalls. But yeah.
Love that, dude.
Well, he's
Yeah.
wrong.
Sorry, kids.
So get your complimenty drink by coming up to Blake and saying complimenty.
Yeah. Bonus points if you go complimenty? Complimenty? Like that?
It's
Whatever,
kind of
guys.
sounds like a compliment with a little flair at the end.
Yeah, why
Give
not?
Blake a compliment, and that will get you a complimenty drink. How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah. No, that's a good call. All right, cool. That's it. We'll see you in San Francisco. Keep on rocking in the free world. Bye.